What up, my fellow NBA lovers? This is your guy, Marcellus Ease, and this will be Jealousy is the Worst Human Emotion, Volume 1, starring Scottie Pippen, as he has a book called Unguarded that comes out this fall, in which he takes jabs at Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan, and Steve Kerr. Now, the only thing about Steve Kerr and Phil Jackson, they had success outside of Michael Jordan, but Scottie Pippen throughout his career has had chances to prove that he could be that guy. We saw in the 93-94 season in the playoffs, when Phil Jackson drew up that last play and he pretty much quit on his team just because he wasn't chosen to be that guy to take the last shot. And then we seen the 94-95 season, the Bulls were pretty much breaking down with Scottie as the leader, as they were 23-25 through the All-Star break. And then Scottie was even seen pointing at his shoes, in which he was wearing Jordans. He was begging Michael Jordan to come back. And then Jordan ended up coming back when the Bulls were 34-31. So overall, Scottie, he had his opportunity. And you can even look later into his career. He had chances to prove himself without Jordan when he went to join the Houston Rockets with Akeem Olajuwon and Charles Barkley. They fell short, and he blamed Charles Barkley. And then you can look at the Blazers in the 99-2000 season when they fell in that Game 7 against the Lakers. And after that, he pretty much retired. But best believe Scottie Pippen is NBA royalty. He is a Hall of Famer. He is a brand name. But some of the decisions he's made on and off the court throughout the years has actually sullied his name a bit, especially relating to personal issues with his family. Regarding, I don't like to really talk about this, but his ex-wife, she's kind of damaging his brand name with some of her actions, and also some of the choices he made related to basketball with the contract he signed. Even though he did have family to take care of, he was notified by his agent, Jimmy Sexton, not to sign that contract, that the salary cap was going to go up in 1995. But he chose a safe route, but he was kind of, I don't know if he was hoping that the Bulls were going to change their mind. But at the end of the day, business is business, and he's a man, and he made that decision. But at the end of the day, he could complain about money all he want. His career earnings was $109 million, while Jordan only earned $90 million. So certain things Scottie does, it's a little questionable, and it's pretty much at his own doing. But part 2 of that Last Dance documentary must have got to him, boy, because it was all about the psyche of Scottie Pippen to pretty much show the fans that how the last season played out with him holding out and then him coming back. So it is what it is. You guys check out this segment, and every once in a while, I'll check in.
Selfish. Woo, he's not holding back. Shannon, your reaction to Pippen's accusations?
Skip, some things, I don't believe no amount of money for me is worth ruining a friendship. Well, then maybe Scottie and Michael weren't as close as we previously thought.
I never thought they were close at all.
I get, you know what? I thought that until I saw The Last Dance.
Fair.
Then when I saw The Last Dance, I'm like, they're not close at all. Because, Skip, he put things in his documentary that happened in Chicago. He wasn't there. Why would I put in my story something about when you weren't even around?
He put that there to show the fan base the reason why the last season played out the way it did, with Scottie missing a good portion of the last season, and then the Bulls started to get the ball rolling, and then Scottie quickly coming back because he realized the Bulls were winning without him, and thus his stock would have went down. And he also shows you the psyche of Scottie Pippen, that just in case you didn't know, Jordan was really the true leader of this team.
Now, if I want to write a book about my 10-year, 15-year here at Fox, that's one thing. But I'm writing about something that happened in the NFL, and I'm taking a shot at you when you weren't a part of that. That doesn't seem right to me. You're right. Scottie's not going to have a last dance. He said, but I'm going to get back at you because you called me selfish when I wouldn't have surgery. You called me selfish. Now,
That's exactly what happened.
He said, I've been holding this for about 30 years, Mike. All the while, I always thought you were selfish. You always thought that you could do this without me. Well, you couldn't. So this is my opportunity. Because he also said, Skip, that Steve Kerr play, that was Michael. He said that thing was scripted. He said he looked right in the camera. He said that was for show. I'm like, Scottie, why you telling? You can't tell all this, Scottie.
Do you believe that happened?
Skip, no, I don't. Look, I don't know what to believe anymore. This is what I do believe. I believe Scottie Pippen is upset that Michael Jordan made him look bad, made him look worse. Because maybe some people that didn't know, Skip, a lot of people weren't born when Scottie did with this. And Michael regurgitated it. He put it right back on the table and said, y'all.
He put it right back on the table during the pandemic. Everybody was home. Everybody saw that shit. And if you didn't know, you know now.
Look at it again.
I agree.
That's what he did. Y'all keep on thinking
and it looked like regurgitation.
Yes. So
Right.
for me, Skip, and for Scottie to take this, because remember when we was talking about it last year during the pandemic, people reached out to Scottie. Oh, I don't have no problem with what Mike said. You know, Mike's my guy. You know, we won championship together. All the while he's seething.
Seething.
So this was about. You say these things about me, I'm gonna say things about you, although it might not be true, but because people gonna believe it, Skip, because he played with the guy. So it's hard to go against a guy that played how many years? What, 10 years? Oh, no. They played 87. I think Scottie got drafted in 87. So from 87 to 98, 2 years, almost a year and a half interrupted. So come on, Scottie.
So I had pretty good sources when I was the Chicago Tribune columnist during that 1998 season, and I was often told that Michael Jordan didn't quit on his own, that he was forced to take a basically 2-year vacation because of some gambling ties. And so you can't call him selfish because he just said, well, I guess I'll just try to play baseball.
Right.
Well, it wasn't his choice to play baseball.
Right.
He just did it because he had nothing else to do at that point because he couldn't play basketball.
Right.
And when he was allowed to come back, he obviously came back and picked it right back up where he left.
I wouldn't necessarily say he was allowed to come back. We also have to factor in that situation with his father getting killed, and then a lot of members of the media started saying, "Oh, his father got killed because of gambling debts." You have to keep that in mind. So there is a psychological component to that.
Off. Then on the Kerr play, so you're presupposing, Scottie, that maybe the day before, after practice, Michael said, hey, tomorrow night it's going to come down to a last shot, and they're going to come double me. Stockton's going to leave you to come to me. So in the sideline huddle, I'm going to tell you, you take the shot, and then you go out and make the shot, and we'll do it for the cameras. Let's kind of rehearse it right now. Well, how could you presuppose that the game's going to come down to the last shot? And again,
I guess because he said Mike was kind of looking at the camera. He knew he knew where the cameras were.
Okay.
Because he's also saying, you better believe if Kerr doesn't come to double down, he's going to shoot that ball. Yeah, we should. So Michael Jordan made the right play. The play that LeBron gets criticized for, he got double teamed, he gets triple teamed, he makes a pass.
But he called his shot in the huddle, and how can you call a shot when you can't know exactly what the defense is going to be? But he knew.
Right.
He said, Stockton will come to me. You're going to be left wide open. You're going to make this shot.
Yes.
Well, if Michael Jordan tells you you're going to make a shot, you're going to make it. And Steve Kerr made it to win the game. Way to go.
I just don't know why Scottie would do. I get it, Skip. Look, sometimes people say things, and you just, hey, you just chalk it up, say, man, I thought we were better than that. I ain't saying we were the best of friends, but I thought we were better than that. Clearly.
It's going to be rare that a guy in Scottie's position is going to be, quiet about certain things like that or just not feel a type of way. And that brings out the greatness of D. Wade and Klay Thompson, in my opinion. For these guys to kind of hover in the background, especially D. Wade in that 2012, 2013, 2014 season, just let LeBron take that leadership role. It says a lot, especially a guy who bought that city a championship and was Wade County. And the same thing for Klay Thompson. He kind of plays the background role. He does his thing, and he's sort of the modern day Scottie Pippen in a way to Steph and Kevin Durant out in Golden State when as a unit. So kudos to those guys, because having people like that to have the self-awareness to understand that the team's end game is the most important part, not their ego, is very rare.
Clearly. I mean, like I said, Skip, I don't agree with Mike. I don't believe Mike should have put that part in his documentary. I don't. I don't believe he should have said Scott.
He definitely had to put it in there. He had to let the fan base understand how everything led up to that 98 season, with Pippen doing a surgery and also doing kind of a holdout and mad about his contract situation. And once again, everything kind of falls on Scottie Pippen and some of the decisions he's made throughout his career. And once again, like I said, it's on and off the court, especially, at home. I mean, no disrespect to the guy, man. He has his ex-wife running out here with young NBA players, just kind of doing her thing. She's kind of sullying his name, and she still has his last name. So she got to understand that they're a brand, and he's pretty much NBA royalty. So you can't be doing stuff like that.
Was selfish. I don't, because he made Scottie, because Scottie wouldn't. Hold on, Scottie trying to get money. I'm selfish. Scottie like, well, hold on, bro. You called me selfish. You quit.
Yep.
You left us. So what was that? So Scott, everything that Michael alleged about Scottie in his book,
Yep.
I mean in the documentary, Scottie said, I'm gonna put this thing on and put it in black and white.
That is correct.
I'm gonna put pen to paper on you.
This is becoming maybe the best feud in sports, but it's kind of one-sided right now.
Man, I can't. To sell a book, Skip. I mean, come on, man. People, I couldn't. I couldn't.
This is the media game. This is what you got to do today.
No, there's no amount of money. Nobody could do anything. And none of my friends could do anything to me to make me do something
Okay,
like
but
that.
you used the operative word, seething. That's what he is. He's seething.
If you felt like you were wronged, maybe really badly, would you write a
Why
book?
not go to Jordan? Say, look here, Mike, man, why you do
Have a
that?
conversation?
Just go over there, take your shirt off, and say, Mike, because we got to square up. Just knock on the door, say, Mike, we going to square this thing up. Ain't nobody here with me and you.
Oh man, this is unnecessary. It's unnecessary. The past is the past, but I'm telling you, that Last Dance doc, it kind of brought up some sentiments Scottie had over the years. I'm pretty sure playing with Michael Jordan, like playing with Kobe Bryant, those guys are not easy to work with at times because they're so passionate, they're so focused, and they're trying to get guys up to a certain level.